Steve.
Yeah, I haven't got to come in and gloat about my Sun Bowl championship, my my all my transfer portal guys, my UNC dub, my number one point guard in the country. By the way, at 10:30, we are actually going to have a special guest. We're going to talk to Dan Hudson from the Grind Session, which is going to be going on tonight and tomorrow, which is before all the nasty stuff comes. So get out and do one last thing before you never get to leave the house again. And I'm just assuming.
Right.
I've already asked Charity too. I'm like, do you work? You want to get out of town for a couple of days? Like, you sure? Like, it's terrible. But we're gonna have Dan on because they've got some special promotions and some things going on tonight and tomorrow. If you want to get out there and see Michael Brown, and it will make. And it's not just him. I mean, there's a lot. Actually, I got a buddy who coaches down in Florida that is at the Rock that is up here. So I'm going to go check him out and stuff and watch him. And it's the Grind Sessions are incredible, but they've got a couple of promotions that make it a little more affordable for you. So be ready for that at 10:30 and we'll talk about all that. So,
okay. So which one coming out of the weekend? Listen, I struggled yesterday. I won't lie. I struggled yesterday with feeling guilty. I was so excited about the North Carolina win, but I didn't want that sediment sitting on top of the Sun Bowl game. Because it was a great win. It was a great way to, cap off your season. And it's just two awesome things happened right together.
Jeff understands that. He knows we celebrate that just as much as we do anything. But when you're in the middle of the season, I mean, it's like, hey, the Puerto Rico or the Bahamas games are cool. The exhibitions are cool. I'm more focused on my football team, though, because they're in, so it's a little bit of that, even though we got, if you want to put a quick bow tie, at least for me, on the Sun Bowl, if you're going to play in a bowl game, which, by the way, I told Marcus, I called him and said right off the bat, next year when I say I don't care about the bowls, just remind me of this. Because I was stomping around the house, throwing stuff. Like I had already. You should have heard the yell. My poor little Chase, my golden doodle, for the first. He met Steve for the first time. Not dad that holds me and cuddles me and is and is very caring and is taking me out to poop 70 times a day and all that stuff. He met Steve Rummage, the Louisville fan. When I was like, they did it again. There's no other way.
Wait, the pass interference
could end than them screwing us Ice Cube style one more time. I was just furious.
Oh, on that PI.
Yeah. Like I was we've lost. Because in that moment, it was just that's how it had to end. Us getting
I was
no
doing the same thing.
One last time for the season.
Didn't even spit on.
Yeah, I was right. You can't even get a hawk Tua. Just nothing. Just here we go. So I was furious.
Did you know they were going to call it when you saw the ball in the air?
Well, I know it was. I was kind of like the announcers, Nestler and Nestler and Lundqvist, or not Lundqvist. Gary Danielson, which was awesome, by the way. Felt like an old school.
Their voice and the music pling in a commercial breaks was awesome. Yeah, I agree.
It was awesome. So, but when I was kind of like them, when I think it was Danielson Nestler goes, what is Mosby? Mosby was fantastic, by the way, all day, I thought, but he was like, what's he? He looks upset, And Danielson goes, well, Brad, I think they threw a flag. And they were like, oh, he did.
Yep.
And they're like, let's look at this again. And they were both like, oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, there was a little hand fighting. I remember they said a little hand fighting for a play like this.
Come on now.
It's like, ugh.
Oh, it was just so. Yeah, I was furious. But needless to say,
Mosby tried to look back for the ball.
Yeah, Mosby played it perfectly.
He did everything he was supposed to do.
You couldn't, which by the way, I'm like, who is Ramon Mosby? And I'm like, I don't remember that guy. I look him up. I'm like, oh, he's from Louisiana. Like, oh yeah, he's a stud. So you're like, oh, he's from Louisiana. Who offered him? He was a 3-star from Louisiana. He's got offers from Miami, Auburn, Bama. I was like, okay, cool. So moved on.
Make that point again.
But in hindsight, I'm glad it happened the way it did because it was so fun. The game was a
good
great game. I mean, that was one of the best. I mean, there's only one playoff game that's been better than that. Like that Sun Bowl is probably a top 5 bowl game right now that has been played. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think it was probably. I mean, and not just because Louisville was in it, but
the game was so good that it irritates me watching Notre Dame even more.
I know, yeah, because when you see them, of course, I still play that game though too. Where you know how it helps me to lay down at night and sleep. I'm like, well, you played them in September too. Like they're a little better too. Like I'm better and they're better. So I
still like our trajectory more. Huh?
Well, yeah, no, me too. I mean, would I be scared of them? No, but I'm like, they're playing good football right now. Like I can live with that. Yeah, I can live with that one. But yeah, I mean, it was just a fun game.
Or can you play the Georgia's overrated game?
Well, I mean, I definitely think you can have and you know me, Steve and Marcus are not SEC haters.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're very much like, I think some of the best football's played there pretty much. However, it does beg the question, was it a little overrated?
No, it's here, Steve. It's here. The geographic shift due to NIL and 1-year transfer rule, the geological shift has happened. It's upon us.
Yeah, it's like everybody's kind of, because that's a pretty diverse. You now have, 2 Big Ten teams, an SEC team, and an independent. In the Final Four, and you're one missed targeting call away from there being no SEC team in the Final Four.
Wait, did you do air quotes when you said missed targeting call?
No. I'm saying the Arizona State thing. If they call that targeting and whatever, I'm not here to fight whether it's targeting or not. But if they call that and that gets called all the time, if that gets called, Arizona State probably wins that game.
Was that a phone call?
It felt like it because I'm like, that gets called all the time. And then the dude gets hurt. Like I said, I've heard arguing about it, for 3 days now, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's still a judgment call. So, the officials make it. But yeah, it's just, it does leave it open. But my final takeaway from the Sun Bowl was Colin Lacey, the running backs, and all the stuff. Louisville's set up next year to have a nice offense. They're doing it in the portal.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Harrison Bailey.
Oh, he's going to leave. What, you don't think he's going into the portal now?
Steve, why are we so far into this show before you said we just lost Harrison Bailey?
Well, yeah, and he should,
right?
Like, dude, you're not going to start here next year. That was a good performance.
That was a good performance. What?
Yeah.
You want to know what the best compliment I could pay is? This looked like my team from the year.
Yeah,
that's the best compliment I
would have looked at this. I could look at the stats and go and not know who the quarterback is and be like, oh, okay, Shuck might have played.
That's exactly the point. I looked like I was watching Louisville. Actually,
I can watch the game.
Actually,
and I will say there were some things that were.
Wait, what did you? Where did you feel like you were missing?
Well, when Harrison Bailey took off running at 0.7 miles an hour, it was a little different. I'm watching a show with Elijah, who's 16 today, by the way. I have a 16-year-old.
Happy birthday, Elijah.
Yeah. Shout out to Elijah today. But he was like, he looks like Tom Brady. I was like, yeah, he's pretty slow, isn't he? But no, you're right though. You're right. That throw to Antonio Meeks, it was incredible. He made some incredible throws.
He ran the off. He looked crisp.
He was forcing it to Colin early, but I think that was by design. Like you could tell Jeff Brom was.
I was going to say, Steve,
getting him back involved.
Don't hide from that one, Steve.
Yeah. Like you could tell early Brom was getting Colin Lacey the football. Like, and part of it was probably, there's the joke, keep him happy. The other part of it was too, though. I think it was, man, let's use this for something.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get him involved.
Yeah,
and
we're about to go in the off season.
You saw very quickly why he said, I know what I can do. I'm going to sit out and I'm going to come back and play a whole year. Because that kid is a stud.
And he wanted to play, man. He was running behind his pads. He, like I said, around the goal line, he was getting behind his pads. He got his legs up under him. Punt returns, he was getting his legs up under him and really, really pushing. Like you can tell.
Oh, yeah.
You can tell his body is strong.
Oh, even Nestler and Danielson were like, man, this kid came to play. They're like, he's not fair catching anything. He's running. I mean, that even more impressive than him running the guy over into the end zone to me was the first touchdown where he caught the kind of the semi slant screen and he cuts back in. And when he gets hit, like if you stop that, I saw a tweet. It was like, it showed a screen. It said, a screenshot, it said, if I stopped it right here, you would think he got knocked 2 or 3 yards back. And the way he got hit in the ribs and just stayed up,
twisted,
and got in the end zone, it was like, dude. Dude.
He wanted,
it's something.
He wanted, and I said, I kind of wanted to give the coaches their props for that. Like to have these guys out here playing. Because listen, my original concern going into this game is you knew Washington was going to make you prove that you wanted to be here in this bowl game. You knew that early, like I said. And the last thing you want to do, Steve, I kind of made this joke. Last thing you wanted to do is come to El Paso and get into a bludgeoning match with Washington if you're not all the way committed to playing. And I'm like, our staff had those guys down there off the plane and ready to line up and put helmets on helmets. Like they did not treat this like an all-star game at all. They didn't treat it like a get something on film a little bit. They didn't treat it like a 7-on-7 track meet. They went and hit and played. I was really proud.
We were there. Yeah, we were there ready to play. I mean, even if Washington gets that 2-point conversion and we lose that game by 1, I don't feel like and I'll tell you where the truth is in that is, and I'm not ready to do this today because we got so much to get to. But to prove to you, I'm telling the truth is I probably felt the same regardless of what happened on that, because even in the win, I still kind of feel like defensively, I'm like, still think we need to change. Like not one that I'm like, oh, you're an idiot if you bring him back. But I'm like, I feel a little capped at the top there with the coaching defensively. I don't know that I see myself making a playoff with him, and again, I trust Brom on that. And if he wants to bring him back, that's fine. He'll probably take a little more of the heat for it though, now, but or if you want to stick something else in the room, another, sure. You want to bring another piece in there,
another, another
set of eyes.
That's exactly what I want to say. A fresh set of eyes.
But in turn, that worked out. Now, if we had lost, I still would have felt, I mean, if that ball goes over and Antonio Watts doesn't make that incredible play, I would have been like, yeah, I still think we're ready to play. We did a lot of good things. I wouldn't have had a yuck feeling after that game.
How many did we have? 2 picks or 1? We had the pick 6.
Let's see. Taz had the pick 6.
And then he got hurt, didn't he?
Yeah, and then he got smoked, and then he got hurt. That one was just, you got smoked. The ones that pissed me off were the 2 touchdowns that were the exact same route combo that I had safeties just looked like they didn't know where to go. And I was like, okay, that's a problem. That one I look at the coaching, defensively, and I'm like, okay, what are you doing there?
So what are you looking at?
But no, I mean, I would have felt that way either way. Like I said, but Coach Brom had them ready. You could tell, man, the coaching staff deserves so much credit either way. However, that final play would have went.
Overall, they were ready to play. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Duke Watson and Isaac Brown, they don't. I mean, they could have packed it in a little bit and been like, dude, we ain't getting hurt. Come on. They weren't playing that way. And I mean, Colin Lacey, different ones like guys like Antonio Meeks who haven't really got to play all year. Comes in, he's making plays. Nate Kruski comes in, he's making plays. I mean, did you see the first guy over to Nate Kruski when he catches that touchdown? I did. It was Mark Redmond, who he didn't have to play in that game. He didn't have to, or he could have been like, "Hey man, it's my last game. You got to draw that up for me." You know what I mean?
I need my
yeah. Like, come on, bro. Yeah, but it wasn't, man. And that's kudos to a coaching staff, man. When you have a full team of guys that have that attitude playing that way. And that's kudos to Brom and the staff, man.
Yep.
That's culture.
I tell you what, we'll take a quick commercial break, get a reload. 93.9 The Ville.
Is that good? There no pizza. Good taste, happy face, your place, my place. Always gonna make you happy. It's on your face. Is that good? Yes, it is, and we deliver it. Taste is fun. Yes, it is, we guarantee it. Yeah, is that good? There's pizza. Yeah, is that good?
Your home is your fortress, and your first line of defense is your roof. So if your roof is under attack by either Mother Nature or Father Time, you should be calling Citadel Roofing and Construction. Citadel Roofing and Construction is locally owned and operated, will provide free inspections, estimates, and of course they'll work with your insurance. Did I also mention their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau? Let Citadel Roofing and Construction protect the roof that protects you by calling 502-219-7964 today.
Hey, it's Steve Rummage here. You've probably heard all about the new regulations that have hit the real estate market, making the process more complex than ever. And if you're not working with the right real estate agent professional, you could find yourself out of bounds fast. That's why it's more important than ever to work with someone who has proven their expertise. Like my good friend Josh Jarbo. Josh was recently inducted into the RE/MAX Hall of Fame and named one of Louisville's 40 under 40. This guy knows the game inside and out. Josh and the team at RE/MAX Empire are the seasoned pros you want on your side. They know how to navigate the market, make the right calls, and get you the best deal every time. So don't let a cut rate agent make a rookie mistake and fumble your financial future, whether you're buying, selling, or just need some mortgage advice. These are the folks you want in your corner. So here's the play. Call Josh Jarbo, 502-216-7590, or check him out online at joshjarbo.remaxempireky.com. And here's a special offer just for you guys. Mention you heard it right here on 93.9 The Ville, and you're going to receive up to a $5,000 seller's credit. I'll leave you with this. Top-notch service might seem expensive, but poor service can cost you a fortune. Don't settle for less than the best.
Josh Jarbo, principal broker owner of RE/MAX Empire and co-founder of Modern Mortgage A to Z, NMLS number 2256125. Each office is independently owned and operated. Modern Mortgage A to Z is an equal house lender.
Most people don't put much thought into the value of a reliable water or sewage pump until they have to. Well, I have a team that never stops thinking about it. Kentuckiana Pump Sales. With over 35 years of experience, Kentuckiana Pump Sales, a premier Ashland pump shop, includes sump, sewage, grinder pumps, and many more to service all residential, municipal, commercial, and industrial needs. Next time you think about pumps, think Kentuckiana Pump Sales, 3303 Industrial Parkway, Jeffersonville, Indiana, or visit KentuckianaPumps.com.
We are your home for Louisville basketball. Chucky on the bounce, hooks to the right, Smith three, right wing. The Cards are back in action tomorrow on the road against Virginia. Pre-game coverage with Paul Rogers and Bob Valvano begins at 2:30 with live play-by-play at 4 o'clock. And then directly following network postgame, it's the Coors Light postgame show with Taylor Lynch. It's all tomorrow on your home for the Cards. 93.9 The Ville and the ESPN Louisville app.
Your home is your fortress, and your first line of defense is your roof. So if your roof is under attack by either Mother Nature or Father Time, you should be calling Citadel Roofing and Construction. Citadel Roofing and Construction is locally owned and operated, will provide free inspections, estimates, and of course they'll work with your insurance. Did I also mention their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau? Let Citadel Roofing and Construction protect the roof that protects you by calling 502-219-7964 today.
The weather may be cold, but that's no excuse to not work on your game and get some swings in. Head to 5 Iron Golf, outfit with state-of-the-art TrackMan technology and high-speed cameras. Sweat it out with a serious practice sesh, or tee it up at PGA Tour venues like Pebble Beach or Valhalla. There's something for every level of golfer. Hungry? Grab a bite from our terrific gastro pub menu. Swing instruction and corporate event space available as well. Want to become a member? Check out our New Year membership deals at 5irongolf.com. 5 Iron Golf at 836 Market Street in Nulu.
Attention, Kentucky, looking for the best in Carhartt? Look no further than Shaheen's. We're proud to bring you Kentucky's biggest Carhartt selection all under one roof. From rugged workwear to everyday apparel, Shaheen's has it all. Jackets, bibs, pants, and shirts that work as hard as you do. Whether you're on the job, in the field, or just love Carhartt's iconic style, we've got the gear to keep you going. Stop in today and see why everyone's talking about our unbeatable selection and legendary customer service. Don't miss out. Visit one of two Shaheen's locations, 2604 Portland Avenue or 994 Breckenridge Lane in St. Matthews. Remember Shaheen's, Kentucky's Carhartt headquarters. Shaheen's, quality gear, family owned, always local.
Start your new year strong at the Y with no join fee now through January 31st. With year-round swimming and cutting-edge wellness centers, the Y makes your goals easier to reach. Plus, 1,000 fitness classes are included in your membership, with classes like yoga, spin, dance, body pump, and aqua fitness. There's a class for everyone to love. The Y is more than fitness. It's where community comes together. So stop by or visit our website and achieve your goals at the YMCA.
Got scrap metal? Midwest Metals makes recycling easy. Step 1, bring your scrap metal to any Midwest Metals location. Step 2, we weigh your haul while you relax. Step 3, get paid. It's that simple. We accept copper, aluminum, brass, and lead at all our facilities, as well as steel at our Shelbyville and Lexington locations. For years, Midwest Metal has been serving our community and spreading the word about the importance of recycling. Visit us in Louisville, Shelbyville, or Lexington, or check out mwmcorp.com for more details. Midwest Metal, recycling made simple, cash made easy.
Looking to restore your smile with less pain, less cost, and less healing time? Dr. Reagan Ackerman of locally owned Freedom Mini Dental Implants brings 20 years of experience making smiles happen. Freedom Mini Dental Implants offers a fast, effective solution for dental implants without the long recovery or expensive surgeries. Freedom Mini Dental Implants uses small diameter implants to restore one tooth, multiple teeth, or bridges and implant-supported dentures. Financing options are available, so getting the care you deserve is easy. Visit freedomimplants.com and schedule consultation. Freedom Mini Dental Implants, get the freedom to smile.
I'm former Louisville basketball player Luke Hancock. When the NCAA tried to take away the Most Outstanding Player Award from the 2013 tournament, I got it back thanks to Morgan & Morgan.
Maybe
Morgan
I'll go
Morgan
back
is
next
a personal
week.
injury firm that fights for the people, and their team treats clients like family. Morgan & Morgan changed my life, and if you've been injured in a
Remote life
car
ain't
crash
bad
at work
sometimes.
or in a slip and fall, they may be able to change yours. For a free consultation, dial # law on your cell phone. That's pound 529. Offices Louisville.
Hi, this is Louisville football coach Jeff Brown. You're listening to the home of U of L Athletics, 93.9 The
I
Bill.
do need a money line maybe. Second.
Hey, Marcus, he didn't answer me.
You said what?
I called him a bunch. He didn't answer. Steve texted him. And we might get him.
Okay, that's fine.
We don't have to.
Thanks for the heads up.
Go.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Middays with Marcus Maven. 8150 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. Before we go any further, let me take a second to remind you that temperature control is and always will be one of the most valuable resources one could have. If you agree with that sentiment, then DFH Company is most certainly the company for you. Simply dial 968-6222, or you can even look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Make sure you look into the Mitsubishi Mini Split like the one we use at the 93.9 studios for that hard to heat, hard to cool room in your home. Again, 968-6222, or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. UNC, Steve, fire away.
Gosh, UNC. Was that not a beautiful night in general? I mean,
Aesthetically.
it was, man. Listen, I made a point to get out there, and the crowd was just fantastic. The vibe. I mean, listen, I actually I was sitting there. I watched most of it with with Biscuit and Rashawn, right? And we're just sitting there and we're watching the game and we're just, we're just chatting it up, whatever. It's a great time. And I went out to the concession stand at halftime. Marcus, it was so funny because to my left, there were 3 really solid local prospects, right, that were there. And then to my right, there was a top 20 2026 prospect that was there. And I'm like, this is Louisville's back, baby. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, just in line at the concession stand where you're like, oh, dude, I'm just not saying the names because I don't want, but I mean, it was like, oh my gosh, man, this is fantastic. And then you went back in there and it's just a good game. I'm not even getting to the on the court stuff yet, but it was just a good game. It was good. Of course, the commitment, just all the extra stuff that was happening. It's UNC, it's Louisville. It was like, man, this is fun. It was a Sunday evening, right? A Saturday evening.
It felt like one, but it was actually was Saturday 6 o'clock.
Oh, it was a Wednesday. Yeah, it was a Wednesday.
I think I was saying,
golly.
because I made that point too. I was like, it feels like a Sunday.
Yeah.
Because the football was Tuesday and then the basketball was Wednesday.
I don't know what day it is. I need next week to get here so that way we can all get back on
back on rhythm. Yeah.
But it did kind of feel like a Sunday evening, did it not? Yeah. Okay. So, but I mean, man, it was just an excellent. It was one of those games that if you were there, you were like, I might not miss a game for the rest of the year. Like, you know what I mean?
I thought that. I actually said that yesterday. I was like, this is the performance and the energy, like the I guess the symbiotic relationship between player and fan were really feeding off each other. And I'm like,
absolutely.
I'm like, yeah, that feels like that stapled, that kind of set in motion. Like, okay, we're in. Now I trust the product. We're in.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Me and Rashawn sat there and was chatting about that part exactly. We were like, you can just see the product on the court. And we were talking about me, Dave, and Rashawn were sitting there together watching Tennessee. And we were talking about just how fun it is to watch that. And then you turn around and you see this game and you say, man, I remember watching them against Tennessee. And then you left that game kind of feeling like, God, offensively, they're just passing it around. And then to UNC at the beginning of the year, now the beginning of the new year, and you go, my God, like they're getting so much at the basket. The offense is feeling so much. And it was like, okay, regardless of what happens the rest of the year, I know he can coach, right? Speaking of some things that happened that night, though, one of them was you got the commitment from Michael Brown Jr., which was awesome.
Is it Michael or Mikel?
Coach calls him Michael, so we'll go with that. But somebody who would know is on the line with us.
Oh yeah,
because yes, absolutely. Because not only do we get that, but we got that because he was in town because he's playing in the grind sessions this weekend, and with us right now is a guy who's very instrumental in that, Dan Hudson. Dan, welcome, man. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, just getting ready for these games. We're excited about these games.
Absolutely, man. Will you let people know right off the bat, just kind of for people that are here and they're listening, what is the grind session? Okay, maybe if somebody says, I hear this, but I'm curious as to what it is.
Well, the grind session is an elite platform for players all over the world. We've got over 77 countries represented on the grind session. So it's the first ever worldwide basketball platform for both men and women.
Yeah, absolutely. And in this one, you happen to, the world everything kind of aligns where you've got Michael Brown Jr. and you've got it in Louisville, and he'll be there playing. and tell us, I know you've got to spend a little time with him as far as in practices and stuff. If you can just, Louisville fans are obviously excited about that right now. So let us know a little bit about just kind of how he's been.
No, he's phenomenal to watch. Like I said, I've been doing this for. I started with the Marsh County Hoop Fest. Been doing the grind session for 11 years, but he is one that, when I woke up this morning, we put together the highlight tape of him, but you really get excited. It's I can't wait to get to the gym to watch him play. He's one that he could put up 50 points on any given night. And he's just that type of player. But he is a professional basketball player that is in high school right now. It's not you're getting to see a pro. This kid is going to be a top 5 draft pick. There's no doubt about it. I mean, he is the rankings, they have him ranked somewhere around 10 or so. I'm just telling you, he's in the top 3. Okay. He's that good. And Coach Kelsey did a great job of getting that kid, and he's rare. He's a rare player.
Coach, quick question. How much has the grind session, you say you've been working on it for over, 10 years plus? How has it changed between?
Yeah, this is year 11.
Okay. Okay. How much has it changed between the earlier couple of years to what it is now?
Oh, it's, we were very, very fortunate the very first year because we had Josh Jackson, that played at Kansas. We had Thon Maker. We had, Jason Tatum played with us a couple of events. So we had some really good guys from the beginning. But it's it's grown. It's now everyone seems to know about the grind session, and they know if they want to play the best, that's where you play the best. And so you'll get to see some of that this weekend if you come out and. With McKellen, and we're going to be playing against Huntington Prep. Huntington Prep is where Andrew Wiggins came from, Miles Bridges. So we're talking about we've got 73 guys in the NBA. So
okay, give out the information one more time on scheduling and pricing and everything.
Okay, well, we put together a hometown discount. If you wear your red and white, it's usually $15 to get in. But if you come out and support McKell at any point, you get your ticket for $10. Just wear your red and white and black, the game started today at 3:45 over at Fern Creek.
Fern Creek, and wear your Louisville gear. I just want to reiterate that for people, because I know a lot of people are coming out tonight and tomorrow, and McKell plays tonight and tomorrow, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, so if you come out, Louisville fans, wear that gear, and you're going to get in for $5 cheaper. So that's pretty cool, man. A pretty cool thing for you guys to do. And we're over at Fern Creek. Is there anywhere, can people get tickets in advance, or is it at the door?
It's at the door primarily. You can look online at the grind session on X. We're on Instagram as well on the real grind session, and I think there is a ticket link. I haven't looked today, but yeah, I think there is.
Awesome. Well, Dan Hudson, man, thank you so much for coming on, sharing some of this info with us, giving us a little bit of Michael Brown looking at and this event, man. And I think a lot of people are excited, and I think we're going to have a really good turnout today and tomorrow to watch some of these games.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the opportunity, and sorry about the voice. I'm a little bit under the weather today, but thank you very much.
Dan, you're just welcome to the club.
I was going to say, if anybody appreciates it, we do.
Dan, we'll talk to you tonight, buddy. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. That was Dan Hudson from the grind session.
Grind session at Fern Creek High School. 3:00 is the starting time.
Yeah, and when he uses Huntington Prep,
do you hear the names?
How dare him start with Andrew Wiggins and not Gorgie Zhang?
It's like and we're gonna cut you $5 off if you have your Louisville gear on or your red and black and white.
Wear that. Listen, wear
On
that
principle?
Louisville gear, man. Wear that Louisville gear. You know, I know. Look, and I bet my guy. Everybody knows I'm at Holy Cross, but my guy Tim Hayworth. I bet if you got some male gear on, they'll get you a little something in there too. So get over there. Check out some of the local teams that are playing in there too. I know Seneca's playing in there. I think St. X, Male. You're getting some local talent too. So that's going to be exciting for people to get out and watch. Man, I said it earlier. My buddy coaches down at the Rock in Florida, and his team's up here playing. And they're
how many separate teams are in it? Do you know?
I think they have. I mean, when the last I looked at the schedule, there were, I think, 5 games tonight. Maybe.
So it just kicks off at 3:00.
Yeah. Tonight you've got 3, 4. Okay, you've got 4 games tonight. Let's see. You got West Oaks versus DME, which is our guy Mikael Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow, Mikael Brown, and that is at 5:30 tonight. Then tomorrow at 3:30, this is the one I'm going to be at. DME plays Huntington Prep.
That's the big
and then
one.
if you want to stick around, I mean, listen, the next few games, I mean, you've got a game at 1:45, Winston-Salem Christian against West Oaks, but right after DME and Huntington Prep, you get Male versus Seneca, which is a local matchup. So, and then my buddy's playing at 6:45. So I plan on going over there tomorrow, and I'm going to stick around from that 3:30, 5:15, and 6:45 game. And then it's you got but it's a cool event, man. So you've got games today, tomorrow, and Sunday. St. X plays over there on Sunday. So
So if you want to get a good gauge of the talent level that's out there, like I said, if you are a parent, if you have a young one, and you want to just expose them to some top tier around the world talent, this is one of those opportunities that you don't get all the time to be able to see. Let me give a quick shout out real quick. Give a special thanks to one of the newest members of the team. That would be one Kentuckiana Pump Sales for every home, building, business, or municipality that all rely on the movement these pumps provide. People, the moment you need a water or sewage pump, you should be thinking Kentuckiana Pump Sales. They're like our first responders or essential personnel, over 36 years of experience. Best service, fairest possible price, and it's right over in Jeffersonville, Indiana. People, go see Harold or go see Mark, and they will find out exactly what you need. Utility, sump, affluent, grinder, sewage, anything you need. 3303 Industrial Parkway, Jeffersonville, Indiana, of course, or give them a call, 812-725-9217, or simply visit KentuckianaPumps.com. Impression.
What's cool though?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was gonna say, it was. Oh, by the way, somebody asked. He plays at 3:30 tomorrow.
Okay.
The commitment. Let me stay there just for a second, because the commitment itself was pretty awesome. Like
being at the game,
and then you see the YouTube video that come out yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one that was it was him, and it was him calling Coach Pat Kelsey. And have you watched that yet?
Yeah, I did see it. I didn't have a volume up, but I saw it.
You know, I mean, you know what happened. If you watch it, it's one of those. If you watch it, you watch it. You know,
right?
But it was, and just him having the idea of, he's telling Coach PK, he's like, "Hey man, let's keep this under wraps." He's like, "Y'all play Carolina on the 1st. I'd like to do this for the fans. I'd like that's a dude that gets it, man. That's a dude. He come here to games, and he was like, these people would love this. They would love
Good
this.
trust,
And,
too.
Yeah, absolutely. And regardless of what's happening in the season, Like, and this is what we were talking about right before we went in there, went into the call, where I was saying we talked about from Tennessee to Carolina how much growth we had watched in a team, and you don't even add in there the obstacles they've had to overcome injury wise, and how much better they. I mean, you're getting all kinds of great looks, and then you add in, Marcus. Now you've got some hanging fruit for next season. You know, like, okay, now I'm excited about next season too. That's how you build a program. That's how you want to guarantee that, you know, hey, we missed the tournament by a game, that people are excited for an NIT run or whatever the end be. I mean, granted, there's no reason to think right now they can't make the tournament, but regardless of what happens, people are going to ride this thing out with you, man, because they believe in what you're doing. 100%.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that was this week, man. That was that Carolina game in a nutshell for me.
On the court.
And kind of off.
No. I was putting a bow tie on off the court. Like,
okay.
What stood out to you on the court? Because I'll say this: it was the most team bought in win that I've seen in a long time. And without being like, you know how I mean this, when you say talent, when you look at the talent that was on the court, Carolina is what they are. When you look at guys like something that stands out, Noah Waterman, the way he crashed in to get one of those big rebounds late, it's like, he's not a rebounder at nature, but he went for those rebounds with desperation and urgency.
Yes.
And that's like a pure bought in thing. You know, his dunk at the beginning of the game, it was like sex, but that was awesome. Yeah. But you can imagine how pissed off I was, Steve, when he did it. That's how you drive.
Yeah.
From now on, that's how you drive. Right?
That's how you drive.
That's how you drive. That's how I felt with Noah Waterman.
Awesome.
But yeah, again, to watch Terrence Edwards buy in the way he bought in as a defender, as good as he's been playing offensively. I mean, you literally watch people do what they don't do for the team to get the win.
Can I give you something? About? And I went back and listened to the podcast, and I was a little disappointed in you.
I'm listening.
Only because it took so long. Because you know why I think some of those flying rebounds are coming from? Kadir. I mean, that dude goes after it, and I think his presence has made. I'm kidding with you, just because you kind of made the joke yesterday about waiting so long to talk about him.
Yeah.
But it was but no, I mean, I think his presence and his willingness to fly after the basketball has kind of, nobody's really done it that way. And now you're starting to see where he helps.
Yep.
And it's like now other guys like Noah and different ones, because you're not wrong. There was an aggressiveness after the basketball in this game that we haven't seen with this team yet. A desperation to go get the basketball off the rim. Not that they're a bad rebounding team, but North Carolina is known for, under Hubert Davis, for being able to rebound the basketball. Like, that's what they do. I mean, that from Roy Williams to Hubert Davis.
Because they always have some really good athletes around the basket.
They're always huge. I tell everybody that. When I size teams up, Carolina was always the one that would make me like,
in the pregame.
They're so big. They're always so big. And this team was no different, man. They were impressive. Marcus, I did my little court stroll right there when they were warming up, and I was like, they're so big.
Were you impressed with Jalen Withers' physique?
After the day me and you watched him walk out of the gym that day, I canceled him in my head. I was like, he has no shoulders. Like, his shoulders they don't exist.
And we're 5 years later.
Yeah. And he's still playing college basketball. That's why. Yeah, but no, man. It was an impressive.
That was
game
impressive
to watch,
team win. Like I said, individuals, of course, to get a good win like that, you have so much praise to go around the individuals, but I just can't get over, like I said, those extra things that I saw. And to your point with Traore, I think he's naturally a go-getter for the rebound. That's why it kind of gets buried under the lead what he brings to the table, because he's coming off injury and being who he is. The other guys, the other guys are just doing whatever they can, as a sacrifice. I
agree with that.
Yeah. So
I agree with that.
Yeah, I was just completely impressed with them executing a game plan. And Coach Steve should have much more of an appreciation for the execution of a game plan.
No, Marcus, here's what sucks. Coach Steve, you know what Coach Steve was sitting there doing the whole time?
I'm listening.
This is ruining basketball for me. Why does North Carolina keep following us around the screens? Like, we're eating you alive because you follow us around the screens. Like, somebody go tell Hubert. Like, Hubert, tell you guys quit following them around the screens, man. Like, you can't beat us if you keep following us around the screen.
So you're actively correcting.
Yeah. I swear, I text Lieberman during the game, and I was like, "You have ruined me. Like you've ruined the game of basketball for me. I'm not a fan of it anymore. I just coach it. I'm sitting here like, you jackasses. Like I'm looking at North Carolina fans. Like, do they always just follow the screens like this, or do they actually get in? Like, do they fight through them? Do they back up? Do they open up space? Do they do anything else, or do they just follow guys around? Because y'all are going to get your, what's kicked.
But I will say that was a scouting thing, because if you watched
100%,
if you watched Louisville, it was really the right move going into the game. But then you got to make your end game adjustment, Coach.
Yeah,
it's like, but you know how, like, look, Coach Steve, the strategist, now knows, okay, abort or stick with it. Is Louisville really going to keep on, getting those easy baskets, or do they run from the basket?
Well, James did a good job at catching the ball.
And then there's that.
Yeah, and I thought he was fantastic at the high post.
Can you imagine how pissed off Carolina was? They're like, he hasn't been doing this. What is this?
Pass?
Huh?
What? I said they're like, he can pass.
Right.
Like,
So again, that's a kudos to us executing the game plan more to me more than it was Carolina. Like I said, if I go into this game and it's like, these guys do not attack the basket, they don't do this, they don't do that, follow them around, and the numbers will eventually add up, and then at the end of the game you say, that was stupid, I should have aborted the game plan.
You got out-coached, man. I mean, Pat Kelsey out-coached Hubert Davis the other night. You could see that, and it was pretty obvious. The only time where I cursed my team the other night was missing 3 front ends of 1-on-1s back to back to back. I was like, we were all sitting there going, that's the stretch. This is the stretch. When you lose, this is the stretch. It's like, you 3 front ends you miss that way. That can't happen. That like, James Scott, I'm gonna live with you just being a not great free throw shooter for now, because you bring other stuff to the table. I get why it's imperative he's on the floor.
Right.
He's getting better and better and better, and but Chucky and Javon and some of these guys, and Chucky, shot pretty well overall, but it was still like, man, I gotta have the front end of those, man. So somebody said when Waterman dunked, Maven screamed, use the backboard. It's pretty funny.
I was probably saying, you better use the
abort.
Yeah,
Just do that.
That's how you drop.